Well, here's the things that we know currently. And I of course, appreciate what the economic hitman says, always. But he's not really addressing the core issue. The test for Ebola, by the way, is not so cut and dry as you'd think it is. I just started reading this morning. The test really is not all that super conclusive. You have to do real DNA analysis to find out if the Ebola is really in there. And if you now look at the World Health Organization, they list the possible signs of having Ebola just equal to seasonal flu. So this is very sketchy, and now we find out through the New York Times that there has always been an Ebola vaccine. It's been ready for testing, but it was just on the shelf because there was no market. So, now we have a market. We certainly are now testing it on some Africans, some West Africans. Yippee-yi-yay. We'll see how that goes, if they die or if they live. The human rats of West Africa. That's how the pharmaceutical industry loves to do it. Actually, I have two clips regarding this. There were some congressional hearings. The Inspector General, this is the guy who provides oversight over different, you have an Inspector General for each department within the United States government, the apparatchik, which is huge. Of course, we have Department of Homeland Security, who have been spending all kinds of money. We know they spend money very poorly. We know they spend it on things that don't work.
They waste money.
Thank you.
They waste the American taxpayers' money.
And he had a scathing report over the pandemic preparedness of the department.
In short, our audit concluded that DHS mismanaged their program in three ways. First, we found that DHS did not adequately conduct a needs assessment before purchasing protective equipment and antiviral drugs. As a result, we could not determine the basis for DHS's decisions regarding how much or what types of pandemic supplies to purchase, store, or distribute. As a result, DHS may have too much of some equipment and too little of others.
Yay.
For example, we found that DHS has a stockpile of about 350,000 white coverall suits and 16 million surgical masks, but hasn't been able to demonstrate how either fits into their pandemic preparedness plans. It has a significant quantity of antiviral drugs, but again, without a full understanding of the department's needs in the event of a pandemic, we have no assurance that the quantity of drugs will be appropriate. Second, DHS purchased much of the equipment and drugs without thinking through how these supplies would need to be replaced. The material DHS has purchased has a finite shelf life. For example, TSA's stock of pandemic protective equipment includes about 200,000 respirators that are beyond the 5-year usability date guaranteed by the manufacturer. In fact, the department believes that their entire stockpile of personal protective equipment will not be usable after 2015. Woo-hoo! Likewise, the antiviral drugs DHS purchased are nearing the end of their effective life.
Yay.
DHS is attempting to extend that shelf life of these drugs through an FDA testing program, but the results of that are not guaranteed. Third, DHS did not manage its inventory of drugs or equipment. As a result, DHS did not readily know how much protective equipment and drugs it had on hand or where it was being stored. Drugs and equipment have gone missing, and conversely, our audit has found drugs in the DHS inventory that the department thought had been destroyed. We visited multiple sites and found drugs that were not being stored in a temperature-controlled environment. Because DHS cannot be assured that they were properly stored, they are in the process of recalling a significant quantity of them because they may not be safe or effective.
Let's close that thing down. Close it down, people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be a clip of the day.
No.
Disgusting. It would be a clip of the day for me.
The reason I thought Ebola was over and done with, the nurses are cured, the doctors are cured, Nigeria is cured, everyone's getting cured, we're doing great. There are more people.
Everyone's happy, they're all happy.
But the problem is the Ebola is testing off the charts. The ratings everybody wants to watch Ebola news.
Well, I've got some clips that prove it.
Let's talk about it.
Let me play my clips. I have the FAM, the first Ebola victim. That's the nurse, and there's a little background. She's the one who hugged Obama just to prove, try to get this off the news cycle, even though they can't quite manage it. Because
it's a bonanza. It's a ratings bonanza.
Republican, and so so Obama decides to come forward with this. So here's the Ebola FAM in Bentley.
This morning, the first Texas nurse infected with the Ebola virus has returned home Ebola-free. A private jet carrying 26-year-old Nina Pham arrived at the Fort Worth airport just before midnight Central Time. She was being treated at the National Institutes of Health Clinical Center near Washington, D.C. Now, before she left, she visited the White House and received a hug from President Obama.
The first of the 2 Dallas nurses who were diagnosed, Nina Pham, was declared Ebola-free, and yesterday I was proud to welcome her to the Oval Office and give her a big hug.
I do not know how I can ever thank you, everyone, enough for their prayers and their expressions of concern, hope, and love.
Pham says she is looking forward to being reunited with her dog, Bentley. Bentley is being held in quarantine for 3 weeks at an old military base near Dallas to make sure he is not infected with Ebola.
What old military base in Dallas?
I don't know.
Old military base? What's it still in service for?
We should go take a look at it.
Yeah, old military
base.
They don't give us any details. Meanwhile, in the area, this is not even anywhere near Dallas, but it's causing quite a situation. This is the Ebola Texas Halloween.
A Texas man's Halloween decorations are causing some controversy. He is poking fun at the Ebola outbreak with a house that's been decorated to appear like a hazmat scene. Some neighbors have called the display distasteful due to the local connection to the outbreak.
Please.
The first person to be diagnosed with Ebola in the U.S. died at a hospital in Texas.
I just love Halloween, and it's fun. And what's the scariest thing on the market right now? Unfortunately, it's Ebola.
The city of University Park, Texas, says the display is legal, even though it may be in bad taste.
Yeah, I am so annoyed with Halloween in general. First of all, it's become a license for grown people to get drunk and puke. And I hate it. It's disgusting. I won't go to a Halloween party because everyone's just getting drunk. I don't like drunk people. I
don't think I've ever been to a Halloween party.
Oh, I've been.
Used to always take the kids out with. We go off.
We go trick or treating.
And there was we used to have this place in Berkeley that around the corner, about 3 blocks away. We swear this guy is a pedophile because he had this most elaborate. I mean, if you were a kid, you could not go in there. It was like a haunted house. His whole house is rigged. Right,
and you have a maze you walk through.
There's all kinds of stuff, and you'd go in there.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
Creepy guy, hey, glad to see you. Well, yeah, and he. Well, he would have all these kids in the house. He was like Herbert the Pervert on the, which I'm surprised he hasn't done this on this show.
Herbert the Pervert?
Yeah, Herbert the Pervert on Family Guy.
Oh, okay. Herbert the Pervert.
The old man.
Yeah.
And anyway, so it's very entertaining. This is all very entertaining, the whole Halloween thing. But,
Mickey and I like to dress up and scare kids who come up to we like to do
that's good. I think that's wise.
Mickey gets a little too into it. Kids running away, screaming.
Yeah, well, then she's done her job.
Yeah,
I would give her 10 points for that. She's gone up a notch.
I like that, but I do not like the parties and
I don't go to that. I've never been to it.
Bullshit. And I think this is perfectly appropriate. This is a great idea. I even mentioned I want to have an Ebola suit as a costume.
I think it would be great.
Funny.
Walking around in a hazmat suit's got to be fun.
It's too soon, man.
An Ebola patient with blood. Actually, Jay thought this would be a good. She used to really dress up in these elaborate costumes. She thought it'd be great to go as an Ebola patient with blood coming out of your eyes, your ears, and your mouth,
and anal cavity.
Well, it's not. You're not going to bend over and show anyone your butt, so it doesn't make any difference there. But the point is that you'd go with this horribly bloody person, and you'd have Ebola or something scratched on your forehead. It'd be great.